Time for a little quarterback training on play concepts and offensive design. And I'm going to tell you why names in football don't matter at all. Right now, coaches are going, wait, what? Hey, everybody. Welcome to Elite Athletes TV. I'm Mike Pulaski, former 11-year pro and world champion quarterback. And today, we're going to talk about offensive design. I talked about how to install plays. I talked about how to put together a game plan. But let's talk about the way that overall offenses are designed. But first, if you love talking about football, if you love talking about offensive design or the game in general, quarterback play, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you ring the bell. That way you get notified every time a new video comes out. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to talk about how offenses are designed. And leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear about how you guys talk about offense. And please remember, share this video out to any young athletes, young quarterbacks, young receivers, young offensive linemen, anybody who can benefit from it. My goal here is to help young football players learn the game and understand it better. Now, let's talk about offensive design. And when I say that, I'm talking about naming systems in terms of overall football, because there's really two main trains of thought when it comes to offensive design. One is you call it with a digit system, and we'll get into a digit system in just a second. The other is you call it with named concepts of a play. And so, for instance, if you're going to go into a named concept, you could come out with nickel right, nickel left if you're in a spread set. And you could call 92 donut. That's the whole play right there. Nickel 92 donut, done. If you're in a digit system, you could come out in flank right, flank left, or you can come out spread right, spread left, and call silver 98 or gold 98. There's a whole play right there. Same exact play, different verbiage, same exact concept. So what's the difference between the two? Let's talk about the named concepts first. When you are running a named concept offense, like the West Coast offense, for instance, when you call a play, you are calling the entire concept within the name of the play. And so when you're teaching it or when you're learning the play globally. Well, what does that mean? If I call, like I just did, nickel 92 donut, when I played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Sam had taken Bill Walsh's offense, the West Coast offense, and he had renamed it for the no huddle. And the donut was one concept, 4 verticals. I did a video on 4 verticals. If you want to see it, I'll put the card up here. But within that whole thing, 4 verticals, he's encapsulating the whole concept of the play. So every receiver within that system needs to know when you hear donut, we're now running 4 verticals. And so that name, single name, encapsulates the whole play. And I'm going to, in just a second, show you some plays, show you how same exact play can be called 2 different ways. The other way, when you learn globally, is you have to break it down to individual routes. So if you're learning this global play, 92 donut, and you're the number 1 receiver, you have to know, okay, vertical route, must outside release, soft spot throw versus cover 2, versus man, I may get hit on the go, versus cover 3, I'm occupying the corner. And so you have to learn your assignment within that overall global concept. When you're calling in the digit system, now we are talking about learning the individual route. Same exact play, that donut in the name system is silver 98. 2 receivers on each side, calling it mirrored routes, so it's 2 digits. Silver 98, that's go routes, the 9 route on the outside, 8 routes, seam posts on the inside by the slot receivers. Same exact play, 4 vertical, but now you're calling it 98 because it's mirrored, 9s on the outside, 8s on the inside to both sides, and everybody's going vertical. Same exact read for the quarterback, same exact play design for the wide receivers, just a different way of calling it, getting to that play. When you learn individually like that, you get your assignment in the number as a receiver. Now, you need to take that individual assignment that you've just learned, and you need to transfer that to a global understanding of the play so that you know must outside release, could be a hole shot, occupy the corner versus cover 3, just like I said. So when you're calling the digit system, you're learning individually, individual plays. When you're calling the name concepts, you're learning globally, hearing the whole play at once, and then you have to break out your individual play. So you build them opposite. You hear individual in the digit system and learn global, whereas you hear global and learn individual in the name system. Funny part about both these is they actually both use digits and names to a certain degree. In named concepts, your pass protections are almost entirely numbered. So in Sam's offense, when we're using named route concepts, we're calling 60-61 for pass protection, which is our half slide. We're calling 76-78 for six-man protections. We're calling all kinds of different numbers for the offensive line, but it's still a concept because 60, like I said, half slide. You can run 78, tight end stays in, still a seven-man protection. 84, split flow protection. And we'll get into pass protections. I'll start doing some videos on pass protections here pretty soon. Whereas in that digit system, now when I'm calling pass protections, I'm now using names for the pass protection. So when I was at Cal, it was silver and gold was our half-man slide. Blue would be equivalent to our 78 when I was in Tampa, and vice versa. So we use colors, but those are still names for that digit system for pass protections, concepts for the offensive line. We use numbers for pass protections for the offensive line when I was playing the West Coast offense. All that said, let's get on the board right now and let's take a look at how this correlates and how, as an athlete, as a quarterback, receiver, offensive lineman, whatever, but especially the skill guys around the perimeter, you should understand concept of the play overall. Whether you learn it digit system or whether you learn it in a named concept, you should understand the overall concept and think globally. So here's a look at my 1992 Tampa Bay Bucks playbook, and we're starting with 384, 385 score. Now, down below you'll see we have 376, 377 Twin Dragon, and essentially it's the same concept for both. You're seeing shoot, slant. Down here, from 384, 85 score, the 84 and 85 in this term is split flow. So that's pass protection, which means these five guys take five guys inside. Outside backers are blocked here. You're going to get one of these backs out most of the time unless the defense brings seven. And in that case, you're fully protected and you've got quick slants on the outside. You're in good shape. You see 376 Twin Dragon down below. This time, slide protection. And that's going to mean something in a second when I show you my offensive playbook from college. But you still get the same thing. Shoot, slant. So quarterback is reading that high-low on the flat defender out here, putting a stretch on him, whoever that may be, safety, it could be a nickel. Whoever that is, you're putting the stretch on that person, trying to make them get out of position, and then you're throwing off that. Now, let's look at how we call it in the digit system. So, here it is out of my Cal playbook, 1991, and we have white 21. What does white mean? Well, just like we had 376 in Tampa, we're going to keep that tight end in and block with the opposite back. Now, in this case, we could very easily do the same thing that we did in that Tampa playbook, where we could get the tight end out to the flat and get double slant shoot to the outside. We could call, in this case, we used colors for most of our protections, but if we wanted to go with a full slide, we could call it Ringo. He would come in and we would full slide across. Now we'd have four receivers in the route. If we wanted to check that cut or that protection to the opposite side, Lucky, same thing. Full slide across, pick up the end man on the line of scrimmage, get him cut down, and then we'd have our slant shoot concept. So you can see here, instead of calling it by name, we're calling this 21. In that digit system, the slant is the 2, and the quick out in this case is the 1 route. So you have a 2 and a 1. Because this is generally a mirrored pass route, you call 21. Outside receiver has the 2, inside receiver has the 1. just like we just showed you Twin Dragon, which was a slant shoot concept, now here, when we're in the digit system, we have white 21. So that gives you the numbered equivalent to what we did in terms of the named routes in that West Coast offense. Let's take a look at another option. Now, one of my all-time favorites, short 84 or 85 Okie, depending on which pass pro we're going to go with. But the Okie overall concept is outs on the outside with a curl over the ball, backs on a sit down. And what you're creating for yourself is a triangle read on both sides of the ball. So as a quarterback, you pick a side and you attack it. If you've got off coverage on the corners, you can take the gimme to the out route coming out. Or if you get cover two, you come back inside and work this triangle on the backers. Super simple, easy to read. See 5 steps plant and throw, which means it's a timing drop, or what some coaches are calling a rhythm drop. And you just go through X or Y on the out, Y middle read, and then your checkdowns. Quarterbacks make an absolute living on checkdowns. But Okie, right here, is the named route. Okie tells you everything you need to know about this play. And as a player, you need to memorize where you are within the system to see where you fit in this concept. Now, let's go back to my college playbook. Here it is again. Blue 333. Well, you may say, hey, coach, why are we calling 3 numbers on this play? Well, when we ran blue, tight end would stay in, and it made it a 3-man protection. So this would be equivalent to our 79, short 79 in the West Coast offense that we ran with Sam. So tight end stays in. He's got Sam. We're hot off of Mike, and we slide to pick up the rest of this with these guys. So now we could just as easily call this play 343, 3, 4, 3, and now you have the same exact play that we were just looking at with Okie. And in fact, we did actually call this 343, and we also changed up protection on it in the next year, where we'd run what we called silver and gold protection, which was our half slide. And if this is the Mike backer, we have back check 1 to 2. So now we call silver 34, and you have a sit down by the tight end, 3 route, 4 route, sit down by the back on the backside, or the slot on the backside, 4 route, and a 3 on the outside. This could be silver 34, or to show you how easy it is, if we felt we were going to get 4 weak, say we were at silver and we've got 4 weak over here, we could just check it, go gold, and now bring that back to the front side and have them slide, pick up 4, first uncovered man, start your slide on the backside to pick that up. And so we could easily adapt with protection to whatever they were going to bring, and it didn't matter what they showed us up front. Now, if it was full-out blitz, we'd get to what we talked about earlier with that Ringo and Lucky package and go with something in the quick game. Or we could run sprint out. But that said, since we're talking about digits, 3, 3, 3, or if you run him on a curl, 3, 4, 3, and you now have 84 Okie, just like we talked about. And again, in that Okie, pass protections can be changed out too. You could call that 60, which would be similar to our silver in college. So as you can see, I was being a little tongue-in-cheek when I was saying words don't really matter. They matter because you have to communicate in terms of what you're doing as an offense, and everybody has to be on the same page. But really, what you're worried about understanding is concepts, especially as a quarterback. Understanding concepts is essential. 4 verticals, triangle reads, high-low reads, 2-on-1, buzz, floods, all those things. No matter whether you call them in a digit system or you call it in a named system, you have to understand that concept. If you like what I did here today, please subscribe to the channel. Make sure you ring that bell, get notified every time I have new videos that can help you learn the game better. Give me a thumbs up if you understand the difference between the digit system and the name system and why the concepts are what really matter. Leave me a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. And please share this video out. I appreciate all the support I've gotten from you guys. We've grown this channel crazy quick so far. I'd love to keep growing it out so we can help as many young quarterbacks, fans, coaches as possible. Appreciate you watching today. Just a little quarterback training, understanding football concepts. Hopefully we improve your football skills, and I'll talk to you again soon.